2024 is coming to a close, but that doesn't mean that the Arma 3 Workshop is slowing down at all. In fact, Christmas has come early for many of us. Let's get into 5 new mods you need to try this month, and if it's not too much to ask, drop a 2,000 pounder on that like button the same way you drop panties in college. At number 5 is JCA Mk153 by Grave. An outstanding new addition for players that like laying down shoulder-fired hate. The small or shoulder-launched multi-purpose assault weapon is a dated but still potent tool used primarily by the US Marine Corps, but has also seen effective use in Ukraine against invading Russian tanks. This variant comes with 2 warhead types, high explosive and high explosive anti-tank. The high explosive rounds are noticeably more potent against infantry as their effective range and subsequent blast radius are greatly increased, making it an effective tool for infantry against hardened positions and advancing infantry. Conversely, heat rounds are very effective against light, medium, and even heavy armor, and the effectiveness is increased further if you're able to secure a top attack angle aiming for the thin armor on top of the vehicles. The launcher itself is about half of the size, with the single launch tube missile taking up the back 50% of the weapon, which makes reloading quick and allowing you to keep pouring on the hate. Finally, the launchers come with built-in iron sights, but also have a side-mounted rail system that function with basically all the optics in the game, allowing for vast levels of customization. At number 4 is Forges of the Imperial Guard by Rogue 771, Web Knight, and Big Red. The God Emperor rejoices as his countless guardsmen are clad in the finest the Imperium can muster. Forges of the Imperial Guard brings with it 12 new uniforms, 16 vests, 12 helmets, 4 backpacks, 4 new faceware and NVG items, 3 new guns, and 5 new melee weapons, which will require improved melee system to function. The mod designs are, from what I can tell, based off of the units found in the Space Marine 2 campaign, which I'm sure is a smash hit for all the Imperial Guard 40k fans out there. It's always great seeing the Guard get some love on the workshop. At number 3 is the RIPSAW by Quigs. Another outstanding addition from Quigs' War Factory. On a scale of 1 to 10, his mods are tits. This mod adds the RIPSAW unmanned ground vehicle, given the designation M6 Alpha RIPSAW for NATO forces. This vehicle is designed for convoy protection, perimeter defense, explosive ordnance disposal, and many other mission sets. Sporting a Mark 44 Bushmaster 2 30mm chain gun as its primary armament, its ammo is integrated with a dual feed system, allowing the operator to switch from armor-piercing rounds to high explosives incendiary rounds with the press of a button. The RIPSAW is also light enough to be transported via flatbed truck and is capable of loading a smaller UGV inside its hull for additional surveillance options for battlefield commanders. At number 2 is A3TI REAP IR by Pingo Pete. The Trigicon REAP IR optic is a wonderful addition to the thermal optic space in Arma 3. Utilizing Pingo Pete's incredible work from the thermal improvement mod, this sight allows for white hot, black hot, and color picture through its optic with zoom levels from 1 to 8 times. Using CBA keybinds, you can manipulate the menu within the optic itself to adjust the viewpoint to your liking. This optic is a picture-in-picture optic, and in order to get maximum use from it, you will need to turn your picture-in-picture quality and distance up as far as you can manage. You're going to own the night with this thing though. And at number 1 is the amazing UH-1H by John. John states that this is an older project of his that he's been working on for a while, and I'm kind of hurt we never got this thing sooner. I'm a big Huey fanboy, and new additions to the workshop are always welcome, especially as a standalone aircraft. John's objective was to bring a variant of the Huey that fits in with the Arma 3 universe, and I think he's fucking nailed it here. The Huey comes in many different camo schemes, allowing for tons of scenario-based gameplay, including an AAF, NATO, IDAP, and USMC scheme. There are 4 total variants in this mod, including an ARM variant that is, of course, my preferred model. Capable of carrying a crew of 3 plus up to 8 soldiers, 4 of whom can fire from the open windows, this thing is wonderful to fly. I'm particularly appreciative of the weathering effects and the texture work, because that attention to detail and texturing is always a great thing to see, especially for an old warhorse like the Huey. The only thing I'd like to see included in this mod is a sight aperture or even a bore-sighted dot on the canopy so I can aim the pylon weapons a little better. Because right now I'm just kind of spraying the minigun and hoping I hit something, and then I just unload with rockets. There is just something absolutely timeless about the Huey, and it makes me happy to see it getting love even after all of these years. Well guys, if you've made it this far, then that means you are my target audience, and I can't thank you enough for spending your time with me in this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it as much as I've enjoyed making it. It's been a wonderful 2024, and I've had a great time getting back in the swing of content creation for you after getting home from deployment. I want to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters and my amazing channel members. Thank you guys so very much for helping me keep the lights on here at the channel. It's been a wonderful 2024. The channel has been thriving, and honestly, it's doing better than it has in the last couple years. Thank you all again for your time, support, and all of the engagement you've given me that I have hopefully given you back in return. I honestly read and try to comment on as many comments as I can. There's just so many of you guys, and I love it. So thank you guys so much for everything this year, and I will see you in the next video.